you gonna do if it don't work out? It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you gotta fight, don't lose it. If you gotta do it, die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go on and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings. Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the close minders. If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change who you were born to be. Getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
Welcome back. Rico Moneybags, the channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure the bell notification is lit. Like that, you guys will not miss out, man. Keeping you guys tapped in with what's going on in crypto because it is testing everybody, right? It likes to go up, it likes to come down. We're going to be talking about not just Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, all the plays that we love in the space, talking about the meme coins, talking about RWA, RWU, and really talking about focusing on building when these markets are fluctuating like this, right? Staying locked in. There are some great projects out there. Been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, fam. I mean, this is the time. I've done this before when the markets, fell back a little bit. This is the time that you're supposed to be spending building either your community, building your project, building your brand, building your shillers, your raiders, building the back end, right? But we are going to pay attention to the price of Bitcoin because it does dictate a lot of what happens in the space, and it does manage a lot of what people's feelings are going to happen as well. So my camera stopped working again, of course, in a horrible. Let me back out and try it again. If you guys can pull up, it was just working the whole time, but we're going to go back and then try it again. So it's just not going to work. Okay. So we might not have no camera again. I rebooted it a bunch of times. It was just working perfectly fine. Let me give it one more try and then we'll go live. Let me share my screen so you guys got something to check out while we're waiting for this camera to fix. I appreciate you guys being patient. I restarted it. Windows likes to do updates without your permission. And then what happens is things like this start to happen, right? So we're going to be checking out Bitcoin's price in just a sec. If you guys want to pull up, go ahead. We're not live on X we're not live on X right now. Yes, we are. All right, cool. All right, welcome in everybody. I'm gonna back out one more time, see if that works for everybody. If it doesn't, then we're just gonna run it. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with my camera. It was just working for like 30 minutes while I was waiting for this thing for the timer to go down, and now it's not working and stuff, which is really a bummer. But let me back out and try it one more time and see if that works. If not, then we're gonna have to run it without the cam. It is what it is. All right, we're here, man. We're here. Pull up, fam. Let's see if this stays working. I just plugged it into a different USB port. That shouldn't be the reason for whatever reason, but I honestly know that it's because, when you wake up and then you see your computer automatically did an update for you, it's a bit irritating because it messes up a whole bunch of things. So, welcome in, everybody. I see Saphir already up in here, man. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys pulling up, man. We're going to have ourselves a nice little fun Sunday stream. Talk about some plays, talk about some things going on, man. But we got to talk about this Bitcoin price action. Why it was not something that I was super excited about when it first started moving up. And this is what I want everybody to do. I want you guys checking out the higher time frames. They're going to keep you from that little emotional roller coaster that Bitcoin has been playing on everybody. And the minute it does a little uptick, we get right back excited right away. It's like, I can't let you play with my feelings that much, right? So, this is what we got going on. Let's jump into BTC. Let everybody come in here. We're going to be talking about meme coins, RWA, RWU. But most importantly, we're going to be talking about the Mona Lisa right here. Yes, the Mona Lisa is Bitcoin for me. You guys can call it whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. But this is the tide that kind of moves, you know, everything that's going on in the space. So to me, it's very important to cover this Mona Lisa, right? This is where things get, where I've been looking at, right? I want you guys to check out this indicator I've been using. It's pretty powerful because it's been helping me stay out of these fugazi trades that, you know, can print a quick little buy signal, and then it's really not nothing really going on, right? I'm sure a lot of indicators printed buy signal here, printed buy signal here, but you can see on this 4-hour chart, we don't got no buy signal. Now I'm going to show you on a lower time frame what's going on with, you know, why we saw a little bit of that excitement in just a second. But I want to show you how, you know, waiting for your actual signal is probably going to be some of the best things, because sometimes the market's doing a bit of this right now. Short, some consolidation right here. Let me zoom in so you guys can see really, really good. So we got our short, we got our consolidation right here. We got this section right here where I'm sure a lot of other indicators would have said, yeah, it's working right now. We'll see if that works, man. I just plugged it into a different USB port. That's pretty silly to think. I'm over here blowing on the USB port like it's a Nintendo game or a Sega Genesis game or something like that, like it's a cartridge. But this is that consolidation right here that a lot of people, and myself, this is why I've been showing you guys this. You know, you're so ready for it to turn around, and it's not even ready to do that. It's not even going to do it. And, you know, the market goes short, consolidation short, not a long again. And we might even see where it goes short again, right? If the momentum is lost and people continue to get liquidated, you know, we need some new money to come in. But I'm going to show you guys what was actually going on the 1-hour chart. This is where we've seen that little pump happen. And here goes the 1-hour chart really quick on BTC. So you got your short, Fugazi, short, Fugazi, right? You would have got a whole bunch of buy signals right here. It was all Fugazi, short again, right? You got your buy signal right here, which it was valid because I watched it and I was tempted. You know, I was extremely tempted because, like I said, you know, we're quick to see how the space moves, and we're like, oh, okay, now it's our time to shine or whatever like that. And it really wasn't at the time, right? It really wasn't even ready to really go on the higher time frames. So here we go. So now, you know, this little buy signal right here was really nice, but when I was looking at the higher time frames, we weren't getting that, right? On the 4-hour chart, shout out to Blunt, you know, using the 4-hour chart to find an entry on the daily. That's what we're doing. I'm looking at the higher time frames. I'm not going to be jumping around. You know, this market's testing everybody. But this 1-hour candle, this 1-hour time frame is where if I turn some of this off, you know, we could see this buy signal was actually valid. And now we got this sell signal that's honestly still valid, right? So where can Bitcoin come down to? 67K again, for sure, to see if it comes down into this lower value range, just because we got, you know, this sell signal, this downtrend, 3 green candles. These would be green on your other candlesticks, but this indicator, you know, it has them wrapped in green, right? To let you know that these are really still red candles. You know, you see the green on the outside of them, you know, kind of surrounding the candle. Let me zoom way in. You possibly see that, right? That light green. So on a lot of other charts and stuff, these would just be green candles, and everybody be like, okay, here we go. The races are back on. But honestly, it's not. It's not. It tapped out. There might be a little relief rally, but BTC is going to 30K. Whoa, let me post it. Let me show this. 30K. ETH going underneath 1K before October. Okay. Okay. Once the Mag 7 dumps, crypto is going to get annihilated. Okay. You know what, man? And that's why we do this, to make sure that whether, you know, crypto is going up or going down, that you can actually monetize this thing, right? You don't have to wait around ages and ages. You know, if you don't want to, you can actually short the market. And, you know, you guys saw one of the shorts that I caught on Solana, and I stepped back after that because it was a nice little trade, but it was like 1,000x. And what was it? It wasn't a long, it was a short. And sometimes I bump into people and they come in, like, especially if they know you're into crypto. You know, I've been shorting BTC since 93K. Nice. You know, that's the thing, is like when people know that you're in crypto, it's kind of crazy because when it's pumping, they don't want to say nothing to you. But the minute it goes down, if they know you, they're like, ooh, crypto's going down. What are you gonna do? It's like, bro, what do you think? Nobody's making money? Is that what you think? That when markets go down, nobody's making money? You got to make, that's not how it works. And I want you guys to be able to catch these as well. And this 1 hour chart, we're late to the party a little bit, but there was a trade right here, the short here. There was some gains right here that you could have caught. And honestly, this trend is still not broken. You could essentially, took some profits because these first green candles first take profit, but I would stay around to that lower value range on BTC. I've been keeping an eye on the 4 hour chart to catch the long trade on the daily chart if it's actually going to turn around. If it doesn't, then we have more downtrend, right? I don't know if 30K is on point. That would be kind of crazy, but we're still going to be here. We're still going to be doing what we're going to do. We're not going to delete our apps. You're not deleting your Phantom wallet. You're not going to stop being a degen. I'm not going to stop developing. So it's like, what can you do in the meantime and in between time while all this is going on, right? You can either monetize a chart, build your community up, or, go touch some grass, go do something fun. You're not going to miss out on too much. You're not going to miss out too much, honestly. So if you're wondering why, these things are not going how we want them to go, just zoom out and go to a higher time frame on some of these, and you'll see what's actually going on. And this 4 hour chart is what I've been being patient for. This 4 hour chart is what I really want to see a buy signal. Like, we're being on some discipline stuff right now, because this right here, honestly, this is just chop. This right here is where a lot of people get toe up from the flow up. Right here, this section right here is where you get toe up from the flow up. This is that consolidation that's playing with your emotions. You're going long, you're getting stopped out. You're going short, you're getting stopped out. You're going long, you're getting stopped out. And it's like, screw all that. Forget that. I'm not doing that. What's up, Sharon? I'm not doing that. What's up, AD? I'm not doing any of that, right? So yeah, there's some smaller trades on these shorter time frames, but you got to be on top of it. You got to be all over it like white on rice. Otherwise, if you just think you can just set it and forget it, you got another thing coming for these shorter time frames. And so I want everybody to zoom out, and we're going to be looking for this trade. And I'm going to let everybody know I've been trying to, doing my rain dance, doing everything that I can, calling Satoshi Nakamoto, doing all these things so that we can get that relief rally and see that buy signal come out on the 4 hour chart. But you got to admit that even with that little pump on that 1 hour time frame, we got above the 50, and there was a short trade there. Yeah, you could have, even if you're just using the 50 moving average, you could simply just using the 50. I'm telling you guys, this trade right here, 50 moving average going up. The minute it's starting to come down, you can get out of that. Now it's breaking underneath the 50. That's kind of dangerous, right? That's a little bit different, but this bad boy right here is extremely powerful. And you can see that even with all this stuff, this cute little dashboard over here tells you, hey, bearish, the volume is low, bear, and it's telling you to wait, that even though it's looking like it's green, even though it's above this, super trend line or whatnot, that this is still bearish, right? Because on higher time frames, it's still bearish. You see how this doesn't look as bullish as everything else, right? So you can see why that's reflecting that right now. And the daily chart, man, even if you would have got in way down here, in here, sell signal right here. So this is why we're being responsible, everybody. We're waiting for, this actual pump to happen on a higher time frame, so we can not just feel like, okay, now it's going up, and then the couple days later, it's all over, right? And I want you guys to see that even right here on the daily chart, we had a nice little green candle pump, but it was not enough to print a buy signal in this section, where a lot of people were like, okay, we're back, and yeah, it's nice, we're going back up to 98K, but it was just to get everybody wrecked all over again, right? So waiting for your signal, testing your strategy. I've been days after days, spending hours and hours literally back testing things, just to give you guys a little bit of that sauce where you guys don't have to be stressed out right now with these markets. Focus on building. Go spend some time with your family, all these things, because you can see on the higher time frames, a lot of this stuff has not even changed, right? We're still underneath the 50. We're still in this downtrend. And what we're looking for, now that we're above this red line right here, maybe on this 4 hour chart, when we get that buy signal, eventually we can find that nice long trade, on the daily chart, and find that entry on the daily chart coming up to maybe right here first, 80K, maybe the point of control, 89K. That would be a beautiful long trade. It does exist. There's most likely going to be some type of rally that does pop up in that section, but we have to wait for these higher time frames. You can trade those shorter ones, but you have to be all over. What's up, Dynamite? Got you after the stream, buddy. So just keep that in mind, that I'm waiting for you, and you guys are going to know, you guys are going to know the streams, instead of just being developing nonstop and back testing nonstop, we'll go back to streaming nonstop. But I doubt you guys want to hear me every single day telling you guys, hey, guess what, everybody, we're going sideways again. Guess what, everybody? We're going sideways again. And that's why we're going to talk about meme coins, because meme coins are the only things kind of moving right now. You know, the meme coins are new launches and things like that, fresh launches. Those are really the things that's catching everybody's attention, because the casino's always open. You know, you go downtown Las Vegas, it doesn't matter what the market is, it's always open. And you can see that the casino's always open in crypto as well. So if you're feeling risky or you want to risk it for the biscuit, you could definitely jump into some meme coins, and we're going to talk about that as well. And that's where you can probably find some of the gains, because on these, you know, charts right here, there's a lot of work still to be done. So waiting for that buy signal on this 4-hour chart to find the entry for that daily chart. And, you know, we get that buy signal. We fill this gap right here and come up to even 78,000 from 68,000. That'd be a great trade. And then if you really stay in it and, you know, it turns into a real runner off the daily chart, turning into a buy signal, now you're trading into this gap, coming up to the point of control of 81,000, maybe the point of control 88,000. That's going to be a really, really, really nice, you know, long trade, but it's still not there. That's the only time. Okay. Yeah, we've been chilling out, man. I've been working on some things, man. I've been literally cooking up some amazing things, man. That donation widget is very powerful. There's some big things going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to speak on it right now because the markets are boring anyways. And you know, it's all about focusing on development right now. Defense always looking for $20. Yeah, defense is crazy. But right here, 4-hour chart, still no buy signal. We're going to go through some of the other ones as well. Appreciate you guys pulling up. If you guys can go to X and repost this stuff, I hate shaking the cup, but if you guys can go to X and repost the stream, that'd be greatly appreciated. Or don't. At the end of the day, still going to do what we got to do. So just trying to do it for your guys' bag. This is how you guys get more exposure. But hey, 4-hour chart, still no buy signal on this one. Let's go next. Let's go to Aster's been doing really good. This one's been pumping up again. And you can see how the 4-hour chart, boy, did it do really good for us. You know? And look at how bullish this is, actually, this indicator. Short, forget you. I'm not listening to you. Short, all this supposed buy signal. Nope. Short. More fake buy signals on other stuff. No. Short. So short. That was just been short. And it's going to be very easy for me to go long on something that's been going short, and not going short, long. I don't want to do that no more. I'm not going to do it anymore. I don't want you guys to do it anymore. This is very easy to understand, where it's just going short. And sometimes the market's doing that. I'm looking at a 4-hour trade. So if you would have got in on Aster over here, 62 cents on this 4-hour candle, or 4-hour time frame, you would have been really good, right? And you know, on the daily chart, did we get that buy signal just yet? So not yet, but this is how those entries look like. You know, the 4-hour chart printing the buy signal, and most likely the market could actually continue a nice little rally, and this thing eventually printing a buy signal on here. How high can it go? Well, we don't even got the volume profile on here. That's how new this is. You know, most likely take out the previous highs right over here. So, you know, up to 81 cents. Your next target is going to be right here, 98 cents, coming up to $1 and some change. There's a lot of opportunity when you find these higher time frames. You can remember that those old commercials. If you're 80s babies or 90s babies, you guys probably remember that one oven, set it and forget it. You know, you just put the chicken in there, set it and forget it. You know, if you stayed up late, you know, in the 80s or in the 90s specifically, I'm pretty sure that's the main part that I remember. But, you know, if you stayed up late when you were supposed to be going to bed, you know, the commercials, you know, were like nonstop. Like after 11 was, you know, 1-800. I forgot what the name of the oven is, but you get to set it and forget it. So, you know, somebody got to set it and forget it. You know, if they wanted to take their first profit right here when it broke underneath this trend line right here, that's doable, right? Because a lot of times when it breaks this trend line, what happens is chop, right? And you start to get a little bit of that choppiness. And yes, it can go back up if it gets back above this trend line. But if it stays underneath it and trades underneath it, breaking this right here, which would be your stop loss, right? Your trailing stop loss. This is exactly where this thing would turn red. All right. And if you look, this trailing stop loss, go figure, is really close to that 50 moving average that we really like. That 50 moving average is really close to where, hey, I'm cutting my ties right there. I'm good. I'm out of here. I don't got no time to play around with you, right? So just keep that in mind, that this is a good example on Aster on how that trade on the 4-hour chart can maybe produce. It could just be a trade, or it can produce a runner on a higher time frame, like the daily time frame. Let's go on to the next one. Get your meme coins in here. Like I said, if you guys can go to X, repost the stream. Yeah, that'd be really, really appreciated. So we got ETH. Whoo, sheesh. Wait a minute, I didn't even notice that. Whoa. And how many people? Let's get these lines out of here. We already know a lot of this stuff is old stuff that we already know. Those who pull up, you guys are tapped in with me. You guys know what's up, right? But like, how many people you think got caught up on those shorter time frames, thinking that okay, ETH is going up right now, only to get wiped out really quick? Because on the higher time frames, it never even really printed a buy signal in this section. It was just some green candles that really didn't mean too much. Now on the 1 hour chart, this is where everybody fell for the ODWAPTI. And this is also like, this is why I like this indicator so much, honestly, because there's going to be times where you get stopped out, right? But you get stopped out before you get wiped out. That's what's nice. So even if you would have got in right here on the 1 hour chart, a little bit lower time frame, yeah, you could have got in on these, whatever. That's kind of the insurance you have to pay for some of these trades. But let's say this, you got in here right when, and again, really close to the 50 moving average. You can see how I already have my next ETH short set up, just waiting for the dip. I like that, man. We're going to be finding that thing right now. Right now, the 1 hour, most likely it's going to hit this trend line and then come right back down and stuff. But you can see how this right here is pretty powerful. So buy signal. Yeah, but we got stopped out right here. Where? Right around the 50. So when you're above the 50, it's all good. The 50 moving average, people sleep on it. This thing is bullish. This is above the 50. Underneath the 50, done. Let me turn this off so you guys can see how clean it looks with just a 50 moving average. 50 moving average, boom. All this trade is good. Underneath the 50, bad, right? Very simple. Now we got some things. Obviously, this thing helps us out tremendously. But you can see how the minute it broke right here, that's it. That you hit your stop. It's a done data. And then most people would have been like, oh, I missed the flush. I don't want to get into the short. It's starting to march to the right. You actually see some green candles right here because this indicator turns. This indicator just highlights those candles and a little bit of green around the edge. Let me zoom in super close. Maybe you guys can see it. Let me zoom in super, super close. So you guys can see right here, the edge of these candles are green. So on other stuff, these would have been green candles. And a lot of people would have been like, okay, super flush. Now we got some green candles, some consolidation. Most likely is going to hold on this lower value range and maybe turn right back around. Not the case. Not the case whatsoever. What it did was print a sell signal and then go even lower. So this was your short right here. And there was some money right here. You got 3 green candles, the 3 soldiers, the 3 amigos, whatever you want to call them, marching up in this direction. But a lot of times they'll just hit this trend line, boop, and get rejected and come back lower and start consolidating and making a new floor down here. And we'll see if that's what plays out. But ETH right now and the rest of the market, obviously we could see that it's having a bit of trouble. On these lower time frames, it's going to be a lot more chaotic. Higher time frame right here, if I saw this print another short signal right here, you wouldn't be wrong to put another short on ETH. And that's what I like about this indicator, that it's not going buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Like, screw that. I'm done with it. Here goes buy. Cool. There was a nice positive trade right here. Sell. There was some positive green action right here. So you could have took your profits because you got in on this short, right? You start seeing it get a little bit bullish. You got your short signal. It's getting a little bit bullish. So you know what? Let me take my money off the table. I'll wait and see what's my next going to be entry. Most people would take the long because they're like, okay, this just wiped everybody out. So now I'm going to go back in, but really go short to maybe even short again. Okay. This is why we've been taking these days to really do some back testing, to really get some development done, to get some cool things going for you guys, because, it's time to switch it up. The market has changed and you got to be malleable, man. You can't, if you're all rigid, you're toast. Rigid things break. Like, that's why buildings are so tall these days. When they first started trying to make buildings tall, they would fall apart because they were making them so stiff and trying to make them so sturdy. But it's got to flex like a tree, man. You gotta be able to have some flex. And right now the game has changed a little bit and we're changing up our things a bit. And you know what? It's been actually very successful because it's finding a short from right here from 2,900 Ethereum all the way down to this $1,900 Ethereum right now. So 4-hour chart is what we're looking at. These are, like I said, we probably got a couple more weeks of some boringness, unless some magical candle, some new money, some liquidity injection really print some buy signals on these higher time frames. I'm just not going to be convinced on any BS on the shorter time frames. I don't care what suit and tie you guys listen to. I don't care what space keeps telling you guys this is the floor, that's the floor. You know, they called the floor here. After that, they called the floor here. After that, they called the floor here. After that, they were calling the floor here. And wrong. Okay. And we're going to be locked in on these higher time frames. And sometimes you got to turn off the noise. So, you know, have a little bit of that solitude so you can lock in on this stuff. You know, get all the bitter people out. 2026, man. You know, we're just 2 months in. And I don't know if you guys made New Year's resolutions or whatever you guys call them, whatever it is that you guys would have done. You know, cutting out a lot of that negativity, getting a lot of that stuff that distracts you, you know, that bickering back and forth with whoever it is in your life, or, you know, and solitude is actually good. Sometimes you got to work on yourself. You got to do some inner work and lock the heck in, right? To, you know, find these strategies and really, you know, find these plays like this. So all this consolidation, are we entertained by this? No, I don't care. I don't care about none of this. This is where people lose their money. So I'm waiting to find that, to stop that he said to stop back holding. I'm sure that's everybody's at to some point, right? Like everybody, you know, felt it since October 10th, and then it was even worse and just kept going. And then the space also has just a different set of people these days. You know, the space just has a different type of community from the last bull run. You know, this is the Caesar's Palace is open in crypto. The Wynn Casino is open in crypto. The Encore Casino is open in crypto. The Aria is open in crypto. And that's the type of stuff that is. So it's a different market depending on what project you're associated with. It's not the same people, and it's not going to change. The Las Vegas Strip is not going anywhere. The Golden Nugget is not going anywhere. All this stuff is here to stay. Okay. So it's like, what do you do to navigate around there, right? You're irritated at holding some of the backs. Well, you gotta lock in, right? You can't listen to everybody just, you know, screaming at the top of the lungs that this is the play, when really, you know, we're waiting for this market to really turn up again. Now, I will say new launches. Yeah, the Aria is underrated, and I think it's a beautiful place. I actually got to go there because you were talking about it. And then for the BTC conference, I did like this little thing, the Van Gogh thing that was there. It was really, really nice. But you don't want to miss out. You don't want to get distracted. Like, new launches, they're going to do great. And let's just be honest, they're going to do great. You know, and that's okay, because this is the space that we live in right now. There's going to be new Ethereum projects doing great, new Solana plays doing great, new BNB projects doing great, because that's the space that we live in right now. That's the space. Thank you, man. Bear market is going to KO. It can. You know, I don't know when people are willing to accept that it's the bear market. You know, you guys let me know at what price do we accept that, hey, maybe it's a bear market. You know, when is everybody going to accept that? And we'll see. You know, I don't think quite yet, because the bear market last time, there was not projects really going into the millions of market cap. So we can find a lot of new launches right now and we're going to check some out that are going into $1 million market cap. I remember during the bear market, you could barely get something to go over 300K. It was almost impossible. You know, almost everything was rugging like instantly. So maybe it's just more money in the market now, and that's why it's not, you know, doing that. But you guys let me know, what price will you say, hey, it is the bear market? You know, when do we put the nail in the coffin and say it's here? Ethereum, we still got some work, man. 4-hour chart, just choppiness. We're not going to pay attention to that. I don't care. Done. Don't care who the ETH maxis are. Don't care who's the main ETH guy that you guys listen to. Don't care whatsoever at all. We're going to check out XRP for all you guys that are XRP fans and show you guys why it's important. And again, 4-hour chart, even with this beautiful movement up, wham, no buy signal right here. And this is what I really like, man. This is what I've been getting into right here. So there was a small one right here. And yeah, we got stopped out. It's not picture perfect. We got our short, you know, short, get stopped out, go long. That's a profitable trade. Start taking profits right here. You go long, you get stopped out, that's fine. But if you're bold enough and you trust your strategy enough, even with this being stopped out, you went short again. And that's the thing, like on a higher time frame. And a lot of people, once you get a few losses, you or even a couple losses, you walk away completely, right? And I want to say, like, a lot of batters, maybe hit 2 strikes, and on the third swing was the one that it got rocked out the park, right? So this is why you got to have a tried and true tested strategy. So like that, your emotions be like, oh, I went short here, I got stopped out. But yeah, I got the long, good, took some profits. I went long again, got stopped out. But if you got a really good strategy, you don't mind swinging the bat over home plate again, and swinging for the fences, right? So short signal again, and you see this thing right here coming down, right? Short signal coming down. We got some. Let me zoom in some more. Short signal coming on down. Short, come on down. The price is right, right? And then right here, you could have took some profits right here. Consolidation. What do? Short signal again. No, screw the buy signal. I don't want these short little buy signals right here. I'm done with the chop zone. I don't want to be, I don't know if it's being that good or whatever it might be. Cool. You guys can have that. That's not the money. I don't want this money right here. I want this money, right? So it goes from short to take some profit. Maybe it's going to go long, maybe not. We don't know, to short again, right? And this is XRP. Short, 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 short. And here we go. We got some positive short all the way down here. Boom. Close that trade, right? So you made profit. You close that trade. Okay, it's bullish. Right? And this is the chop zone, really. This is what this is right here. This is chop. My eyes can see it really clear now that there's no like false buy signals in this section. After this, just BS. Chop zone. And even with this motion up, no buy signal, and we got the red coming out again. So this is extremely crucial for everybody to see that sometimes there's some chop, sometimes there's even a nice little uptick, but it doesn't even mean anything. Now, if we get a buy signal here, sure, fine, that's awesome. But I would look at possibly shorting XRP again, right? Because we know that it goes short, maybe some of this, and short again. So just because we see this, we're not just only waiting for the long and we're going to find it and it's riding. No. It could definitely go short again and come back down to 120 XRP. And I was watching like on my YouTube, like my suggested videos, like the thumbnails that pop up is people telling you XRP to $3. People going live telling you to just, that it's like, it's not going to pump right now. It's not just going to magically pump right now. It needs to have more money to pump right now. If all these liquidations keep happening from October 10th and all these, nonstop massive liquidation that creates, watch a guru to make a post and all that stuff, where's everybody going to get the new money from? Does somebody got the seeds to the money tree or what's going on? Right? Because a lot of these people, got to wait to the next paycheck, got to wait to the next thing. And people can talk about institutions all day long they want, but at the end of the day, it's XRP to 49. I was like, and I think that's why this channel is not as popular. I think you're supposed to do a little bit of that, honestly, because people want to hear that. I think I've been going about it the wrong way. I probably could have just went the other way, but I can't play the double role. I can't pretend on the live stream and then be a whole nother person off the live stream. Like I can't do that. Like I don't know. Like I'm telling you, tread lightly. I don't know why nobody else is saying that. Because I want you guys to find a better entry price. Why buy here? You can buy a little bit lower. You could if you love to DCA on XRP, fine. DCA on XRP. Why not do it down here though? Well, just because a guy he's the XRP guy on YouTube, and he's always talking about XRP, and it's like, all right, buy it, do it. Let me know how that works out for you. Let me know how it has been working out for you. How about that? Has not been working out, right? And we all got a shell shock. We all got we all felt the market change on us, even myself. But when October 10th happened, my whole attitude changed. Since October 10th, my attitude has changed. And it's being a little bit safer, being more cautious. When I think that people are so married to it that they swear that if we all just start chanting enough together, that it's going to change things. No, it's only going to do what money is doing. Not just because green thumbnails and your favorite YouTuber or your favorite KOL is saying, thumbnail with a thing going up like that. It's like, nah, that's not the case. And I think that's why a lot of channels that actually speak some of the truth in the market, well, we probably don't do as good as some of the other ones and stuff, which is fine. Like I plan to here to be a long time. This is how I want not just myself to be here a long time, but I want to preserve you guys to be able to be here for a long time. And, I don't want you guys to have to just from getting wrecked so many times. Like, I'm not going to mention the XRP guy, but I'm sure if you guys watch YouTube enough, these XRP guys they be capping, bro. They be massively capping. You don't think the floor was here for them? You know, you don't think they called the floor here again? It's like, bro, what do you do? But that's the times that we live in, and I can't. I'm not gonna. That's not the hill that I choose to die on, right? I'm not gonna go and try to compete with us. So all I can do is put out this information. You guys can find better entries. You guys can maybe not even take an entry, just not play the emotional roller coaster. Because I think that even if you're going up and down, you know, eventually you just get exhausted. Now, maybe you got a lot of money. Maybe you're not going to get exhausted like financially wise, but just freaking tired of, you know, this is it. This is it. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, this is it. This is it. It's like, no, it's not. But hey, I like, you know, if it's black, it's black. If it's white, it's white. If it walks like a duck, it's a duck. That's it. And right now, the markets are quacking bearish. They got the way they're quacking is a bearish lingo, right? And I want you guys, those who trade, I'm BYDFi. Shout out to BYDFi. Hands down, my favorite exchange. And I want you guys to either monetize it on the way down or not. None of this is financial advice. I've been wrong before, right? I'm BTC, you know, where I drew that 200 moving average. You know, it would have been nice if it held onto that, but it broke right underneath it. I knew that it would go to that once it broke the higher time frames, you know, the higher moving averages, but I didn't think it was going to go as low as it did. So that's why it's not financial advice. But that's why we have even somebody who's doing it nonstop. You know, there's going to be moments where you're like, wow, that was crazy right there, right? And that's why you got to have some things to protect you, man. A lot of those channels don't even mention shorts and just preach DCA. I know, bro. I got to show this right here. I know, man. But you know what? It's crazy, and I think it's because people are so deep and so there's like an addiction going on or something. Like people be acting like some of the people underneath the Las Vegas streets sometimes, right? And it's like, bro, why not help them just either print or just wait to find a better entry if they're going to DCA? What is all this just, you know, this blindly, and that's because the record's broken for them. The record's broken. They're just going to keep saying that because maybe, and I think possibly, and I appreciate you pulling up, Leonard. Hopefully you keep pulling up, brother. I'm not sure if I can flex like you. Oh, I need to start working out. That's for sure. But I think it's a bit of projection as well, right? I think that I think people are projecting their own stuff, right? So they're like, oh shit, I've been DCAing. You guys better be doing it too. And it's like on your favorite utility play, your favorite meme coin that you love, that you see your team building, fine. I mean, you know, keep taking little positions, do that stuff. But you know, actually monetizing some of this like higher MCs, these market caps, that's going to be a little bit harder, man. So 4-hour chart on XRP, my XRP fam. I'm not flooding your freaking bags. I love you guys, man. I got, you know, one of my brother's friends, shout out to Corporal Z. Appreciate your service, brother. Maybe you're listening right now. I love the XRP fam, but I just want you guys to get into these places because XRP people are more retail than anything, and they're not exposed to the trenches as much. So, you know, these dips really hurt these people. They stress these people out, and we got to keep that in mind that, you know, not everybody's as weathered in this space as us, and this stuff is stressing people out. I was like, man, I told my wife XRP was going to pump. The YouTuber that keeps putting green thumbnails and telling me the DCA told me it was going to happen. It's like, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's like, that's tough right there. I don't want people to go through that. Like there's people's real emotions. There's real people attached to these live streams, to these, you know, to this YouTube channel and this X account that we do videos on. So XRP people, even with this motion, no buy signal. We're going to be patient. When I see these buy signals come out, I'm going to be freaking, I'm going to sound the alarm. I'm going to play the trumpet. I don't know. I might do a backflip. Well, you know, I can't do that these days, but you know, I'll let you guys know. Let's go to the next one. We're taking our time, fam. We're putting in work on Sunday. We're going to have some fun really quick. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to BNB coin again. And we're going to get these out the way. We're out of these zones, but this is where, you know, the floor. We're going to get out of here. We're going to clean these up, and I'm going to show you guys. We're focusing on the higher time frames. We got our big boy pants on. We got big boy pants on, or your big girl pants on. That's what we're doing right now, okay? And this is, look at, this is the 4-hour chart. How beautiful is this? You get your short. You're in some profit. You know, it's starting to get bullish. You get above that trend line. Let me zoom in, actually. I want to show you guys real quick. This is a 4-hour chart. This is where we're at. We're zoomed out, man. We're doing mature trading. Short, testing your strategy, right? So short right here, testing your strategy. went almost up to your stop loss, because remember, this trailing stop loss follows you, right? So no matter what, you can make some money. That's what's awesome about this. So really got close to the stop loss, but nope, came back down. You're definitely in profit now. And at the minute it broke the trend line right here, you could have took some of your profit, or wait till it broke that trailing stop loss. And okay, we got our buy signal. But we're Babe Ruth in this thing. We're not scared to swing at the bat again. And we got our buy signal right here. And yeah, it was profitable for a little bit, but the minute it flipped right here, boom, this candle hit this line, as you can see right here. This is that, once your buy signal comes out, boom, the buy signal comes out, this becomes your trailing stop loss, right? So we got this, the minute we cross this, you're stopped out, you're going short here, and you would have not been wrong. A lot of this choppiness without a good strategy, you would have been like, oh, you know what? I'm tired of freaking all this stuff. I don't want to take this trade or whatever. And you would have missed out on this long, or that beautiful short. I don't want to put long in there, but let's zoom out, and then we're going to go to where we're at right now. Like I said, share this on X if you guys can. Get everybody tapped in. The less money people lose, the better our markets are going to be. The more you keep letting people lose money in the market, the harder the market's going to be. I think we got to do something special as a collective, man, honestly. And look at this short. Anybody in their mind could have held this short, right? So short, bam. How long do you hold it? You got your trailing stop loss right here. This is the line, right? The red line. Boom, boom, boom. Trading sideways. So it never crossed that line that's following it nonstop, where you can use as a trailing stop. The minute it crossed over, which we see right here, it crossed, boom, crossed the red line, right? That keeps following it, boom, cross. Now we're on that buy signal, or the trend is trying to reverse, but with no buy signal, right? No buy signal. And this is the 4-hour chart. So although, yes, we had some uptick and all that stuff, you can see how people who would have thought that, hey, it's time to go automatically because that market did a little pump, psych. And I will say, look at this trailing stop loss. The minute that line gets flipped, boom, we go low again, and it's going to print a short. And then again, this is a perfect example of the market does not go short, long, short, long, short. No, sometimes this MF, right, goes freaking massively short. Bam, short all the way down. Get some people inside here, and then flicks it again and goes short all over again. And those are the things that we want to, pay attention to. And you can see even with this uptick right here, this low dashboard, it says wait, for those who are looking for the long, this thing is still bearish, volume's low. We're underneath we're negative we're on the 43 on the RSI, 90 bars were negative, 30 bars were negative. It has all this nice little information right here that's letting us know that even though there was some green and some positive, nice movement, that's not sticking around. And maybe there's going to be another short on BNB to come down to 571, right? I'm going to sound crazy, but I think coins are going to correct by 90%. That's when I'm going long. You know what? And I want you to keep pulling up to this channel because I want to see it myself, and we're going to keep ourselves accountable. That's how we get good. The space is lacking a lot of accountability, and that's why, a lot of times it's all over the place. But you know what? Let's hold ourselves accountable. And hey, I'll short it with you. We'll keep shorting this thing. Every time a short signal pops up on this 4-hour chart, adios, we're shorting it. And maybe we catch, imagine whoever caught that one short right here. Nice, $900 BNB. This is a new indicator we're trying. Would have been nice to have it back then, but tomato, shoulda, coulda, woulda, this, that, and the third. Short, bam, this is where we're at right now. And I'm sure that if the 4-hour chart prints a short again, and we break past these previous waves low over here, boom, we break down lower, right? So maybe you're right, or maybe BNB better hold on to this right here, because otherwise we'll see some lower prices, maybe coming down to 500. That's a double bottom, Foreman. All right. I like me a double bottom. Oh my God. Amazing community here. Like I said, I hate doing this over and over and telling you guys, but if you guys can come over here to X and repost the stream, it'd be greatly appreciated. Come over here to either the XPX token, which is the project I launched on Smart DeFi, and or go to my main account, Rico Moneybags, and repost the stream so more people can stop getting shaken. I'm going to share this right here. I got to shake my homeless man cup at the end of the exit ramp for likes and reposts, just so we can all be on the same page. All right. So if you guys can do that and take your time to repost the stream, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'm over here with a cardboard sign for likes and for shares. If you guys can do that, I'd really appreciate it. Let's go to a couple more tickers. We got Solana, and then we're going to go into some meme coins. We're going to look at new launches. We're going to check out Kulo that has a new website. That dev has been working hard behind the scenes. And I think that's what a lot of projects should be doing, is focusing on building right now. If you're a DeFi project and you're a low cap project, that's what XPX has been doing. We've been building, we've been onboarding people onto this donation widget. Some of these things take time, fam. Not everybody's working overtime on the overtime like I am. And some of these things, somebody's got family going on. It's just me. So I have all day. A lot of people got family, they got kids, they got this, they got that. You guys get all of me. You guys are almost spoiled with me because this is all I do, right? And so this is what we're going to be talking about in just a bit. Let's go into Solana in just a second. All right, let's go to Solana. We're going to go back to the 4-hour chart. And we're looking for our entry on the 4-hour chart. The 1-hour chart, did it show me some nice movement? Yeah, awesome. But, then it's done right over. And if you're not babysitting it, you're going to get toast. Okay? And if you don't got no butter, the toast is not going to be that good, right? We got right here, Solana. We're going to get these lines out the way as well. We're going to clean up the chart for everybody. Let me get this stuff out the way, ski. And then we're going to have this going on right here. So short again, sell signal, little bit of buying, looking good. Psych, short. So are we going to fall for that right here again, just because the shorter time frames are saying that things are looking bullish, just because your XRP KOL, it's got beautiful freaking thumbnail and, his face looks freaking shocked. And he can't believe, and he's about to tell you something that nobody else knows why XRP and B. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. If you're looking for it for entertainment, then fine. But if you're looking at it to make money, it's time to tap in. Okay. It's time to lock in, because on this 4-hour chart, Solana's still not ready. And I want to see this. It's going to be easy for me to trust a buy signal, and it might get stopped out. It's not like I'm just, I'm not going to die on that hill, but it's going to be easy for me to trust a buy signal that it was sell signal, fugaziness, sell signal, right? Because these buy signals, when they pop up, they're pretty valid. This is a buy signal here. This is all the insurance you paid, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. So you get in right here on your buy signal, whoop, right? Looking really nice. And you just trust it. And you're going to be tested. I don't care what nobody says. You see this right here? This came exactly down to the freaking stop loss. The trailing stop loss, right? So that came exactly to it. You're going to be tested. It almost does it every freaking time. I've been trying to back test how, instead of, because I noticed that it'll get a buy signal and you get profitable, it'll test, because the first mouse gets to squeeze, second mouse gets to cheese. If there was a way where it could just wait and print it actually here, because this is the actual movement. This is essentially the same price entry right here, right? But a lot of times, because first mouse gets to cheese, or the first mouse gets to squeeze, second one gets to cheese, and that's meaning you start to get in profit. You're starting to get in profit, like right here, right? You start to lose your profit. You're like, screw that, I don't want to lose that profit, and you exit your trade, and then it runs up, and you're like, dude, I was actually in the right trade. What the heck? I was in the right one. But this is as close as I got to finding something that could help out. And you can see that it never flipped this back red. It did touch the stop, that trailing stop, but it didn't flick it, to turn to red. So you just got to be stoic, like a statue, with your fist on your chin, like you're thinking super hard, and you're like, I'm not doing anything. And this is where that thing turns into a runner, right? So now after this short, Fugazi, short, if it prints me along, and using the volume profile, we see a gap that it can trade into. It starts breaking past the previous wave's high, like it's doing right now, right? Like it did, but then came right back down. If it can get back into this, boop, boop, buy signal into this, yeah, it's most likely going to turn into a nice little runner that can probably reflect itself on the daily chart. But as of right now, we just don't have that. We just don't have that. We have the markets really low right now. And that's okay, man. If you're building, you should be okay with that. Now, if your whole plan is just being scammy and all that stuff and really not doing nothing for the space, that's why you're frantic right now. Because all you're thinking about is dumping. That's all you can think about. You're like, so your emotions are all over the place. But right now, I'm just cooling. 4-hour chart on Solana, still no buy signal. I want to catch it all the way up here, all the way to 100. Or maybe, on the daily chart, we finally get that buy signal to pop up over here and we catch ourselves a really nice runner, right? Because the 4-hour chart gives us a buy signal. We hold it, we wait patiently and see if we actually catch eventually a buy signal on the daily chart. And this thing comes up to $140. You know how happy you're going to be that you got in on Solana over here on the 4-hour chart, around, this price right here. You have to pay the insurance somewhere. So just, you're not going to care once it's that high. Okay. You're not going to care. And I've been waiting because I don't want to chase none of the shorts either. If I get another short, that's fine. I've already closed this one that I did really good on. I'm just waiting, just waiting and back testing, building, waiting and back testing. That's it. And until I get what I want on a higher time frame, I'm just going to look for something else. All right. Let's see what else we got. We got CFX. We got gold doing this thing. Gold on the 4-hour chart. This sell signal is testing the heck out of everybody. You got your sell signal way down here. This is your trailing stop. And, it still didn't go up there. I'll be curious to see if it actually gets rejected and comes back down. We're going to keep a close eye on gold for this and see how it actually works out, because it'd be pretty cool to actually see that happen. But I think a lot of things are just still, it's even right here still says hold short. Now that can change and it can flip this thing and you got stopped out on this one, and that's okay because you already made a lot of money on your long position before if you're trading gold, right? So it's no big deal that this time, your buy signal was way down here at 4,400. I think you're okay right here, right? Whoop. And then right here, you got a Fugazi short signal. Oops. Right? So you got your first nice little rally. You got some red. People probably trying to short gold. Another buy signal. Although it was red, and a ton of indicators would have said sell it. Put your short right here and you would have got stopped out for sure. But this is just like, okay, not doing nothing because there's no signal in here. Because this is just freaking chop. And middle fingers up to the chop. I'm over with the chop. And this is why we've been working extremely hard to find some things to help you guys avoid the chop. The chop is where you get chopped, okay? That's where your emotions get hurt. That's where your strategy, now you're trying all kinds of different things. Nothing's working. You want to avoid that, right? And this is actually in this short right here. Once we got above this is actually a choppy zone. And then it got kind of back into the bearish, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on gold. We'll check out silver since we're here, and you see silver's short signal actually playing out a little bit better than the gold one did. Here goes your short signal on silver. Yeah, somebody could be like, well, it was late. I could have got in up here. Fine, go do it. Fine, go ahead. Short signal right here. Never hit the trailing stop loss from this section. Whoop. Whoop, right? You see that line? And yeah, it went up, scared the crap. First mouse gets to squeeze. Second mouse gets to cheese. And we might have that again, actually. That might even happen once again in this section. And, it could have come down to $71. Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. Right now, we're still working in the short. It says hold short, bearish, low volume. I mean, that's a bunch of information telling you, okay, we haven't flipped this yet. So, yeah, I'm not ready to see silver flip just yet. I'm not ready to go long on silver just yet, because on the 4-hour time frame, which if you look back historically has done pretty well, long, short, you got stopped out, no big deal. Oh, you got long, short. So this is you getting stopped out twice, but that's why you got to trust your strategy so much, because this is strike one, strike two. Then he swings for the fences and hits a home run, bases loaded. I mean, and that's why you got to have a tested strategy, because it's just not a one and done type of thing, right? So strike one, strike two, but then, bases loaded. You just see silver take off from $50 whoop, all the way up here. You could have took your first profits in this section because it's getting a little red. You don't know what's going on. You got your everybody on the news saying that that's good enough. That's fine, whatever. You get your other buy signal, right? You get your buy signal. Check this out. We get stopped out. Strike. What do? We wait. Take another swing at it right here. Oh my God, he just cracked the bat once again, right? So we strike, but he takes another swing at it. He doesn't care that he missed all this. He gets the buy signal. He takes another swing at it. He cracks the bat, and yeah, in the stands, the ball goes. And there goes your home run. So Silver right now, still doing this thing right here, consolidating, and everybody, being pretty patient on what's to come next on Silver. And we're going to keep an eye on it right now. Appreciate you reposting it on X, bro. You're a real one. You guys don't even know. You guys, I think one of my worst things about the stream that I have to do is ask for a repost and like. So you guys who do it without me asking I appreciate it, because I don't know if people think I do it because I need people to like me or something like that or whatever. I'm just doing it so we get more exposure and people stop shaking the market around. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So Silver right here doing this thing. Let's go into some meme coins. We are going to talk about Kendu. Kendu Unleashed is doing really good. I seen Kendu, some other cool posters on Kendu, but we're going to jump into Kulo first on Sui, give you guys a little bit of that Sui meme coin vibes. We're going to go through all our favorite meme coins that we always check out. We're going to check out the new ones. Of course, every new launch is pumping. If you go down to the Venetian, if you go down to Caesar's Palace, if you go down to any of these casinos and I go park in front and I stream how many people are going into the casino, and they can see people leaving, losing, they don't care. Okay, that's not going to stop. That is not going to stop. I want everybody to wrap their minds around that's not going to stop. There's people trying to take a high horse that, you hear them on Spaces. Is there any way that we can stop? Look, XPX exists, okay? There's a real project that every single space talks about. If there was only a project, but everybody wants a quick flip. I just don't think people are willing to admit it. I don't think people are willing to accept that they have some gambling issues or it's entertainment for them, right? And there's a difference between an investor and the guy who's going for the quick flip, right? And these things are not going to stop. These things are not going to go anywhere. But let's go into some plays really quick and go into Kulo first. I know the chart's been consolidating. What sucks is that, Sui's been rocked, so the chart's not going to look too pretty right now. But what I like that even though the chart, was already not starting to look pretty good because the markets are being hit and it's going lower, that they focus on development. They've been building out. They got a meme generator. They got a new website, and we're going to check that out right now. And I know of some things that are going on behind the scenes for this project. So if you're bullish on Sui and you think these are the lowest prices on Sui and you're looking for a Sui meme coin, I'm telling you, the first Sui meme coin to come trending up here, you're going to do pretty good. You're going to do pretty good because there's no other competition really as far as meme coins on this Sui thing. So it's like, it's not even that hard. I'm sure some of these whales want to catch something low cap. So, if this thing can ever get trending on Sui's decks, which I don't think it would be that hard, if we start breaking out and the volume went up, it could do really good, right? Let's go to the X account. And let's go into some things really quick right here. Let's go into this. So scroll down. Let's see what's not. Never Stop Dreaming. Tell me about it, man. You got to keep pushing no matter what. We got attention Kulo creators. We need your wildest AI memes right now. Best one in replies by next Sunday gets 500K in Kulo airdrop. Shout out into TG. Bragging rights forever. Link right here, the Kulo memes, which you're going to check out right now. And you guys can go check this out. This was posted 3 hours ago. So there's some Kulo sitting on the table. If you guys are interested in that, we're going to check out the meme generator that you guys can use to create some of this and possibly snatch up some more games. All right. So let's see what else we got right here. Get to generating. Okay. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Sophia, I sent you some feet pic. I never been so self-conscious about my feet into sending that pic. But I thought we'd have some fun and what? Bro, is that real? It looks like a real tat. It looks super fresh. If that's a real tat, they did a good job. The lines are beautiful. But with AI, man, that looks like a real tat. I got to work out again, man. I definitely got to work. This is nice. Bro's got almost the shades that I got. Bro's wearing the Da Vinci's. Oh, no, this is AI generator. That Gemini right there. But, man, that looks really good because that looks like an actual tat. Like, you can see the skin color coming through it. The only thing that made me question it is that I know how much this would hurt right here because I have tattoos, and I don't see this being the right placement for a tattoo that, when you lift your arm up, his hand would. So this is what gave it away to me that could be a little bit AI. But, man, that looks good. It almost makes – this looks like real. He looks real. Crazy, man. So you see the meme generator right here already full swing. You see a lot of things being posted right here, a lot of cool things. And then we're going to go into the actual meme generator for you guys. You guys can check it out. So we got the meme generator right here. I'm going to post a link for you guys. Maybe you guys can go make some memes for fun while you're bored. And you guys can have some fun with this and win some cool. Join their Telegram chat to make sure you guys can get this. But type in whatever you guys want right here. Have some fun. Create some new memes. AI image. We'll put money bags just like that. And yeah, we'll do that and see what pops up. Creating a meme live with you guys, fam. Taking a little bit longer. I tested it out. There it goes. So bam. I mean, that's generated. Me after aping into shitcoin on Monday. We are so early. And here we go. Bam, you got your meme generator right there sitting on a bunch of money bags. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, the back of it, the background it added and everything. I mean, that's a post. With a meme generator like that, a community can just be posting like crazy because this is a great post for X. This is honestly just a great post for X, even right now. Bam. This is what we're looking like. We're checking charts. We're headed to the moon. It knows all our lingo. It's got the money bags right there. You got your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Solana, your Sui. And you got your boy right here with the Javinci's on, chilling right there, doing his thing. So pretty amazing. You guys can cancel. You guys can play with. There's a lot of other stuff too that you guys can do while using this meme generator and different templates. You guys can make a lot of different things. Here goes your guys' templates right here. These are just some to choose from. And you guys can start off on that. You guys can create. It doesn't have to even be that Kulo one starting off. You guys can use this right here. Start off with this one. And just bought more XPX. Just bought more Kulo, right? Yeah, it is a nice meme generator. I know. I'm telling you, there's been a lot of things. People like a lot of buildings have been going on behind the scenes. I was in 2-hour long VC yesterday, kind of about some of this stuff right here and how powerful this is and how a community can get extremely active, right? And this right here is hilarious. This is how I look when the markets are on fire, because I'm just doing me. Apply this crop, boom. We add this right here, double click. You can add whatever you want. Just create the meme like that. Okay, you got some of the best templates that everybody recognizes that are the ones that actually go viral and people know what's going on, right? And you guys can actually just add whatever you want to this actual meme right here, right? Let's see what we put. BTC on fire. Let's see what pops up just for fun. Oh my god! But I think this could be extremely. And I'm going to also offer some things to you guys, and I can get you guys tapped in if you guys are a project looking for some banner ads, trying to get some ad placement. We're going to talk about that in a bit. Let this generate. All right, so I went back to this one. Still got to work on using it. So I went back to this, but I think there's a way where we can actually use this as. I got to play with it a little bit more. Okay, so you can double click on this right here, change what this says, but actually adding stuff to this. But I mean, there's a lot of. We'll play with it some more and get a little bit better. So text to meme, so you guys can add some stuff. You got some captions you can add. You guys can change the font size. It lets you edit this quite a bit. Now, what I want to say next, if you're a project and you're looking for some banner ads and getting some marketing done while people are using this meme generator, you guys can see that there's another spot down here for people to tap in right there. Some of the stuff that we're talking about, because you guys know that I love marketing, networking, and you guys can see that there's already a project already up there getting some of the marketing that they want, right? So imagine the meme generator doing really good, and then you also got banner ads and you got all this extra exposure to all these other new projects that are using this meme generator. So there's a lot more to come to this. I don't want to give their alpha away, but like I said, it was a 2-hour conversation on some very bullish things around this meme generator and how the expansion of Kulo is going to continue. But you guys can see that they're thinking not just a meme generator, but actually pretty smart with adding the banner ads. And there's going to be more to come. Like I said, I don't want to dive into their stuff too much, but I will say that these are the people that I communicate with, like while the markets are doing what the markets are doing. Like it's not always about pump it up, because the market is very casino driven right now. So a lot of people are just looking for the next shiny thing. So what are you supposed to do? Are you still, just pack up the bags and that's it? No, you're supposed to, start marketing, start, developing, start working on some things to bring value, because this is bringing value to this project that in turn it's bringing value back to Kulo, the project itself, right? So that cross-pollination is super important. You guys can check this play out if you guys choose to, but there's going to be more to come on this site right here in itself. Has all their official links, their TikTok, their Instagram, to join their Telegram, their Facebook, their X account, which I think is very bullish to have all these things going on in one spot, right? Next, we'll go right here. We got their new website. New site is up, looking really good. Kulo right here, man. This is a meta. This is part of the meta. Butts are in the meta, man. All that stuff with fart and all this stuff with, unicorn fart dust, all that stuff this has been around, and this is not going to go nowhere. I think butts are here to stay. I think we're all here to stay. So if you guys want to check out their website, kind of see what's going on right now, a 2-hour conversation is for a reason, because this project is not stopping. This is a legacy play, and they're going to keep going. They're gonna keep going. So that's pretty bullish if you guys ask me. Even when you're building sometimes, and I know, I'm part of the BNB chain and everybody's on Solana and things like that. It's like, Sui's down. The whole BNB hype calmed down a little bit. Even the Solana hype calmed down a little bit, but people are really exposed to that Phantom wallet, right? This almost like Phantom wallet is almost a new way of onboarding people, instead of like how I used to do it with Coinbase back in the day. Because Coinbase is like the only way you can onboard people. But these days, honestly, the easiest way to get people exposed to crypto is the Solana wallet. So yeah, shout out to the Kulo team. Shout out to the Kulo fam. And, things are looking really good. Keep building, keep pushing. And that's what it's meant to be. I'm so glad the camera stayed working. So I just need to plug it into a whole new thing. All right. Got it. All right. Let's go into some more meme coins. Check out some things. Let's check on our boys from the Clash fam. Hopefully they're still pulling up. Hopefully they didn't fade the channel. Hopefully they're still here. Don't fade the channel, fam. We're still here. And Clash is holding really, really good. This is really good where it's holding right here. $40 million market cap, even with Solana dipping more, even with the prices, testing everybody even more. I think this is extremely impressive from the Clash Picks fam, the Clash fam. What do we got next? So you got your things you guys can check out right here. Right now it's around the sports, which is super bullish. King Clash flip SNEC, which is this was what's nice about this too, and this is very creative, because by using this hashtag, and I love it. This is creative marketing, fam. This is how you can bring people in, and XPX does this because we offer 70 different cryptocurrencies. But the fact that you can incorporate Clash and we're gonna flip SNEC and use their hashtags and stuff like that, I'm sure some of the SNEC, some of the Cardano people that love SNEC are checking this out, are looking at this, and George is not going nowhere. What is this? Okay, here you guys go. I don't know, Saphir. You better let me know what's going on. What do we got right here? I mean, this is pretty much where the market is going right now. And I'm glad they're doing this, because this is the online casino of cryptocurrency. Polymarket, Kalshi, Clash Picks, Venetian, Caesar's Palace. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. So I go into spaces and people, you hear them nonstop, and they're like, "Oh man, if we don't stop it." The minute I hear that, I go, "Oh," because they act like they don't know, and that's the thing. The smart man can play dumb, but the dumb man can't play smart. It's like a lot of people already know. You see the great projects, you see the projects building, but you choose not to go to them. You're wrecked, and you continuously get wrecked because you choose to, right? There are great projects out there providing real utility. There are great communities out there right now. So like going into spaces back to back and everybody acting like they just don't know where it's at and there's just none out there, it's crazy talk. Crazy talk, because they exist. And I think Clash is a perfect example of a meme coin with some serious utility and really providing serious value to the space. But because everybody's trying to get back on the get back, they don't want to buy a $40 million market cap, because they want to get rugged at 100K market cap. They want to get rugged at whatever low market cap it is that is at. But if you're looking for a serious play, if you're looking for something that you can hold long term and continue to quote unquote DCA, because you can see that they're actually building something that has a lot of exposure to the people that are going to continue to come into the space. When retail comes in, retail are a bunch of gamblers as well. horse racing, college basketball, hockey, whatever it might be. When they come into the space, they're DraftKings and all those sports betting apps. People are just going to do it on crypto. And what's nice about crypto, it's a lot more anonymous, and especially if you're using things like XPX with non-KYC payments. So, you could be having a lot of fun doing your normal gambling, just being honest with yourself, because that's what you're doing. But, also doing it anonymously, right? So really bullish on Clash and Clash picks. I think it's a good thing to keep an eye on. And eventually, even Clash people are going to come check this out. The crypto space is growing, fam. The crypto space will continue to grow. Retail is inside here. Retail got wrecked, fam. That's what happened. Retail got literally wrecked. They launched Pump Fund and it changed the whole game up. So Clash Picks is looking really good. I would keep an eye on this. Don't discount it. Come check it out. I know some of you guys do this stuff already. So come check it out right here. Do it somewhere where, you guys can come test it out using the Clash tokens that you can accumulate kind of by free by engaging. Use that, or actually use real Clash and try to, gain some funds and stuff. All right. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's open up the next play. Appreciate you guys pulling. We're going to check everything out. So just get comfortable. We're just chilling. We're vibing. The market's definitely not going to go anywhere. We're not going to miss a thing. Let's check on Meme Link. Been holding really strong right at this $5 million market cap. Looking really, really good. We're going to go check out what they're building. If you guys are part of the Meme Link community, let me know down below. Let me know if you guys are tapped in. What do we got right here? Okay. Are we speaking Spanish over there? What language is this? Come Facebook. La primera y. Maybe French or something, or Italian. It's close to Spanish, so some kind of Latin. I can read some of it. Acciones, modele. Put a new spin on it. So you guys can come over here, create your referral link, ask your friend for his or her code, and let's click on this Normie tool and see what he's got over here and what he's talking about. Let me know if you guys are part of the Meme Link community, if you guys are using the Normie tool or not. Launch a terminal, documentation, you got guide. So the guide's right here. You got log in instantly with Google. No seed phrase, no friction, just secure non-custodial access to Meme5 ecosystem. Okay. Referral. So generate your unique on-chain ID, bind your network to your address forever, and track your downstream influence. You got automated. Earn 4% on every trade. Whoa. What? Earn 4% on every trade from your network. Contracts automatically splits fees and settles instantly in your wallet. That's pretty cool. See what else we got. We got network right here. Visualize your downstream nodes in real time. Recursive attribution ensures you get paid for every layer of your network. All right. Real time, live market data, streams, and predictive analysis. Stay ahead of the market with on-chain intelligence. Smarty. What do we got right here? Smart. Algorithmic order splitting for optimal pricing. Automatically finds the best route across all liquidity pools. Okay. Split orders across multiple pools. Minimize slippage automatically. Gas optimization. Okay. We got right here. Trading. Swap. So you got the complete operating system for Meme5, swap, chart, track, and earn all in one unified interface. Let's keep going. Okay. You guys can do it right now. Pay, receive. Okay, cool stuff. Let's keep going down. Verified, transparent fee structure, open source contract, no hidden mechanics. What you see is exactly what you get. So referral reward, marketing and dev keeps the platform running. So you got 4% on the referral reward, you got 1% on the marketing and dev, and you got 95% your swap. The rest goes directly to your trade. So you guys can initiate a node if you guys are interested in that, right? Pretty cool. All right, let's go back to the X account, see what else there's going on right there. That's the Normie tool. So this was already 5 days ago. The Normie tool officially launched just 1 week ago, and in that short time, we've already rolled out more than 20 updates. We're generally grateful to our amazing community for the valuable feedback that has helped us significantly improve the referral system. Next week, we'll be taking we'll be taking it to the next level. We'll begin tracking monthly and yearly net volume so we can properly reward the people who are putting in the hardest work and driving the most consistent results. Thank you for being part of this journey. We're just getting started. 2 elites will earn royalties. So 1 year, 2 performers will earn permanently royalties. 2 meme links social media, that is first place gets 1% royalties, second place gets 0.5% royalties, must bring 1 million in net volume, total 12 months to qualify. Pretty interesting. All right. Pretty cool. We'll like the. All right. Meme link looking good. Holding strong right here. $5 million market cap. All it has to do is break 10, and you guys know the rest. It'll keep going higher. It will actually just keep going higher. Let's go to the next one of all our favorite ones that we continuously check out. We're definitely going to be talking about XPX. Been working really, really hard, fam. There's some things going on with bill payments. Some expansion going on in there. There's a lot of things going on with the donation tool. Me, onboarding people, basically walking them through the steps, keeping my time ready. So when they're ready, we can just jump on a VC right away and get it done. So there's a lot of things going on right now. Let's go this way. Let's give our, not Mojack. This one's already gone. Let's go to Jesus Coin. Shout out to Profit Bear. And where's that? I just seen it. And then here we go. Let's go check on Profit Bear, see what Jesus Coin is doing. Good consolidation, man. Right now, even the biggest projects, biggest exposure, we all got to go through this. Let's go to the X account, see this very active community, great community, spreading some goodness into space that we need, that's for sure. And then let's see what we got right here. Let's go to this right here. And they're working nonstop for their bag. This is 14 minutes ago. Like I said, they're extremely active, as you guys can see. And you guys can even see that if any project had a community like this, is one of the main things I want you guys to focus on. If a community had if a project had a community like this where somebody was pulling up every single day of the week talking about that stuff, that's extremely bullish, man. That's really bullish. These people are here for more than just price goes up. And I'm sure that they're going to get to outlive a lot of other projects because of that. Just because of that alone, is that they have a community that's here beyond just the money part, right? Beyond just taking, okay, we're going to make a bunch of money, but they actually want to bring some goodness into the space. So we're not going to get in the way of that. Shout out to the Jesus Coin community. Big shout out to them. Don't miss out, and keep an eye on this play no matter what's going on in the space, no matter what religion you're from, okay? Just pay attention to this stuff. Sometimes people, man, they're quick to just, get all crazy and stuff. And it's like, I don't even got time for it. People try to drag me into a lot of stuff. It's like, I don't care. It's not doing, I can't do nothing. What do you want me to do? You tell me. Are we going to sit around and bicker about stuff? And because if we start talking about something, I get to a point where we got to do something about it. But if we're doing it just to talk about it, I got better things to do. I got better things to do. So don't drag me into the drama. Don't drag me into the division of hating this person, hating that person. I've already went through my life, my near-death experience. I don't got time to be hating people. I can wish them the best. If that's who they are, that's who they are, and whatever. But the whole division thing and pulling people apart, I'm really not into it, man. And it's hard because they'll try to pull you into this, right? Whether it's religion, whether it's politics, whether it's, the things that are currently going on in the news right now. I'm not getting dragged into that stuff, right? Make the right thing happen. How about everybody just do the right thing? Everybody knows what the right thing is. People are just pretending most of the time, do the right thing. That's all you got to do. It's that easy. And, there's a big, I don't know. We're not going to jump into it. It's like the times are, the times have always been weird. I mean, we're humans, and you can look back in history and times have always been crazy. People are like, oh, it's really crazy right now. It's always been really crazy, actually. I mean, it doesn't matter what time you look back, how far back you look. It's pretty crazy. I was watching another documentary on Machu Picchu last night, even though I watched like everything about it and know quite a bit. But I don't know. I just like watching that stuff, and I'm into like the megalithic stuff, and like it kind of blows my mind of how like those people were being able to build that stuff. And today is really hard. And just, sometimes I nerd out on a documentary. It is what it is. And it's like, it's crazy. Like when I was even hearing, like being reminded of like when the Spaniards came in and, basically started taking over all that stuff. Right. And you see all that conflict, and you see like within the infrastructures of the buildings on how like the times have changed. It's like, don't think that this is the only crazy time right now. Like there's always crazy times. It's like, what are you doing? Are you letting people drag you into like, I know when you start having a lot of hate for like something, and it's like you're going too deep, that's where you start to lose control of what's actually going on, and you lost sight of it. And I want you guys to be careful with that. Like, it's okay to have differences. It's okay to have different opinions. I don't want to hate anybody for it. That's a lot. That's a strong emotion. I don't want to. I don't want people to get hurt because of it. It's crazy, but hey, let's keep it pushing. I don't want to bore you guys with that stuff. I'm sure you guys hear it enough. I'm sure you guys hear it on TV and all kinds of stuff. Let me sneeze really quick. Salud. I had to sneeze. I didn't want to do it on the stream. I have to get it. Oh my God. Allergies are real, man. I'm not AI, man. I'm a human. I got allergies. Yeah, avoid just the divide and just like the hate. And like I said, we're gonna have different opinions, stuff like that. But I have my own opinions and stuff, but I'm not gonna die on the hill for nobody. I'm not gonna go up there and like if it's gonna I feel a certain type of way. I think that this is right and that might be wrong and that and whatever, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to ruin people's lives or it's affecting somebody. It's like I remember growing up where there was like Republicans and Democrats, and it was like in the 90s, it was a little bit different. It wasn't as beefy as it is now. It was like a little bit different. Like, people just, all right, you're that. And you would see people on the same block, some people supporting something with their signs, and it's turned into a whole nother thing. People have so much hatred these days. And I'm sure all the days, right? I'm even back in the day, but the way that people are using it these days is just really wild. And it's tough to see because you see people wasting their life away with all this very strong emotion of, hatred and stuff like that. And I don't want to deal with it. Right. And now if you like this or you don't like that, it's like, we hate you for it. I don't even talk about it because, you could lose, somebody could be super cool with you. And the minute you tell them whatever your stance is, what? You don't agree with what I know is, it's like, no, I'm not a sheep, bro. I'm a free man. I'm a freeman. I'm free to think how I want to think. I don't just do group thinking and, left or right or whatever. I do the invisible choice, the third choice. It's not just only one or two choices. The third choice is the choice that you want, what you want to do. That's the one that I pick most of the time, almost all the time. It's like I'm picking my choice, my reason, not I'm supposed to hate this person or this person's not supposed to like me. And yeah, let's go into Yi token. This one's been holding really good. Some meme coin action. Like I said, we got some meme coins we're talking about today. Super bullish on the meme coins, man. Like I'm saying, they're holding really good. The casino stays open no matter what. I'll go show you guys. I'll probably go down to the Las Vegas Strip and I'll show you guys an example of what's going on in a digital realm. So people in the space would be like, oh, we want Pump Fund to go away and we want, these things to change. It's not going to. Go down and get your little get your little sign and be like, no more casinos. Good luck. Too much money is being made. Too much transaction money is being made. That's not going to do nothing. Go down to I dare you go stand in front of the Caesar's Palace and try to get people not to go inside. Be like, they're going to take your money. You're going to lose your money. That's why I don't do that no more. Go get wrecked. Who am I to tell you not to go get wrecked? Maybe that's what you use for entertainment. Maybe you're so rich that, in your spare time, what you do is get rugged. I don't know. That's okay. Everybody's got their hobby. Whether it's buying motorcycles like mine used to be, I spent a whole bunch of money riding a motorcycle. That's all I did, before my accident. I spent a whole bunch of my 2018 till 2021 getting in early on crypto was spent on. At one point I had 15 motorcycles. Right, everybody has their thing. It could be the guy going down to the strip club, it could be the guy going down to the casino, it could be the guy that's the alcoholic, it could be the guy that's a drug addict, it could be the guy addicted to freaking meme coins. You go down there and tell him, hey, don't go inside. Go stand in front of the drug house and tell the guys, hey, don't go in there. Drugs are not good for you. Who are we? The best thing you could do is be you, do your thing, what works for you, and keep moving forward. But these meme coins are here to stay. This whole I need like 10 inches. What? And pump fund signs. Okay. 10 feet. Yeah, it's not going to go away, man. It's not going to go away. And I think the first try would be just, I dare you go to your local casino. There's casinos all around the States and stuff. But go to your local casino and go, I dare you to go stand in front of your casino and be like, don't go in there. Hey, don't even put your car in park. Don't grab a ticket for the parking structure. Just don't. They're not going to listen to you. They're like, bro, I came in here. My life sucks. I want to go press a button on the slot machine. I'm bored. I want to get away from my wife. I want to get away from my husband. This is my escape, right? And everybody's going to have their escape no matter what. And right now, meme coins is a huge escape for people, and it's not going to stop. And I think it's better to find the good ones and understand this market and just ride the wave with it than trying to act like if we're going to change everybody's mind. It's not going to happen. We can have a space for 36 hours, stay live. You can build everything that every space talks about that they want, real world exposure, everything like that, and that's still going to exist. Okay, so we have to get over that notion that the minute you hear that in the space, you might as well go, here we go again. If we only, it's like, no, you like it, you just didn't hit the jackpot. That's it. You have to walk out the casino with your tail tucked. That's it. That's the difference. So Yi token right here. This is a meme coin doing really good. Meme coins are not going anywhere. Look for these solid plays. Maybe a new launch. We're feeling a little bit risky. Put it all on black. Put it all on red. Whatever it might be. But I like to find the ones like Clash or the ones that actually have some, you could see some stability even when the market's testing everybody. Those are a little bit stronger. And yeah, you might feel a little risky and you want to risk it for the biscuit and try just a brand new launch, which those are the ones that pump the hardest. Because that's just the loop that the space is in right now. Oops. That's just the loop that the space is in right now. And it's not going to stop. So, just be cautious with that. But sometimes finding just one that already has been showing some stability, finding some good support, community active, you see the potential to break out. These are the ones you're looking for, man. These are the ones. And Yi token, you got to give them credit, even with the markets, Ethereum's being rocked right now. Ethereum under 2K. This thing's pretty strong. If Ethereum went back up to 4,000 and this community is still trucking along, this thing's going to pump hard. This thing pumped hard when the markets were already not doing too hot. So shout out to Yi token. Shout out to the Yi token. Let's go. We got Pepe 26. We're just going to kind of freestyle, and then we're going to go into XPX in a second. So like I said, brand new launches, Pepe 2026. What's going to happen to this? You guys know. But do you think that there's not going to be a Pepe 2027? You think that's going to stop? It's not going to stop, right? And maybe this is one we check out. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is the next one. Maybe this is Pepe 2026. But it kind of already did the breakout dance that we like to do. We're going to mark this one up. This is a new launch, and we're going to pay attention to this. We'll put this at the $2 million mark, even though I know it's a little bit higher. Trying to hold right here, just whatever. We're going to put it right here by the 2, and really we should put it closer to the 1 million. This is kind of scary for people, but we'll start off right here at the 2 million. We'll add the 1 million down here just because the markets are crazy, and this thing can just go to 0. So don't chase this thing. But what's nice is that it already peaked over this $5 million market cap a couple of times. And a lot of times these that do that, eventually after they shake everybody out and the devs scare everybody by, bringing it back, they'll bring it back. And then next, everybody kind of jeets, and then they don't want you to be able to sell up here, so they'll bring it back. And then next, pumps up really hard, and you're like, oh my God, I faded it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That whole thing that you always do and stuff, right? And but they'll probably bring it back, maybe to 2 million, maybe down to 1 million. Let's go to the X account, see what's going on. Okay. Pepe stuff. I mean, probably one of the greatest meme coins because they stood focused on meme coins. I don't think Shiba Inu has it. I don't think Shiba Inu could almost never come back, almost. Maybe somehow, but I don't know. They got too many weird stuff, anyways, like the world, like with the WEF and all that stuff. And that's no longer Ryoshi's dream. As many people want to just keep trying to, that's Shaitoshi's dream. These are two different people. And all they've done, and I think the only person that's honest about it is what's his name? Clay Bro, right? And what's the other YouTuber? Matthews. They're the only ones that keep it real with the Shiba Inu stuff. Like if you watch them, they'll just be like, dude, these guys are. But again, what are they doing? They're trying to stop people from going into the Shiba Inu casino, and they can't. So it's like you'll almost get more people to hate you than you will. You know, you're almost better off not telling them the truth. Just leave them alone. You know? But yeah, Shiba Inu, is it ever going to be the same ever again? You guys let me know. But one thing Pepe has done, the original Pepe, and will continue to do, is have that meme power. And I think Pepe has done a really, really good yeah, Brett Eth, man. I mean, that's the original one too. That's a solid play right there. This Pepe right here is stood focused on his meme power and has held relatively well compared to, you know, a lot of other things in the space. This Pepe is probably always going to be the Pepe, you know, the Pepe of the Pepes. Pepe listed on Coinbase. Look at that at the top. And then you don't think that Coinbase got in over here? You know, and you know, it's crazy, man. They be knowing. They know. Okay. So Pepe right here, you know, I think Pepe out of all of them probably has the most power to come back. Pepe is a strong meme. The Shiba Inu stuff, man. Nah, man. I've said it before. I almost got crucified for it, but I you know what does it matter now? It's like the Shiba Inu fam, you know, look at everything that they've done, Shibarium, all that stuff, and everything. It's like it's been Ryoshi's dream the whole time. This is no longer it was Ryoshi's vision, and you know now it's Satoshi's dream. That's what's going on. And I know they're trying. You know, I know they reposted some of my stuff one time and all that stuff, but I think if they did something a little bit different, it would be easy for them to kind of go back up because people will love this stuff no matter what. But I think they got to get back to just the grassroots of things, you know, and just go that way about it. They have one of the biggest accounts. People pay attention to it no matter what. But to each his own, man. To each his own, right? They won no matter what. They got it right no matter what. So for a lot of people, it might seem like, oh my God, they're doing a horrible job. Yeah, for everybody else. But you don't think they did good off a bone? You don't think they did good off a leash? You don't think they did good off of waggy tail or whatever, paw or whatever thing they, you know, every little bit of the dog, they basically the ears of the fur or whatever, every little part of the dog. You don't think they did good off of that? So, you know, it's real easy for them to be like, all right, well, you know, it's just, let's not even go into too much. That's Pepe 2026. Meme coin vibe still exists, especially new launches. That's what's going on right now. Let's go to a couple other ones, and then we're going to go to XPX. We rolled over the hour mark, but man, I got some really good rest, man. I got some really, really good rest. And let's go to Bitcoin, see where this is at. So we got some extra energy. Here we go right here. 10 million. I would keep an eye down here. Markets are still being tested. I would keep an eye on this, but this is the space. New launches, and these charts almost all look the same, right? And some of them pop back up and come back to life super hard out of nowhere. But a lot of these charts, especially right now, they're going to look very similar. I would wait for something down here, 10 million. What's up with that? Probably goes a little bit higher. You guys got anything? Oh, let's go to Kendu. I just said we're going to go to Kendu. Shout out to, appreciate you, bro, for reposting the stream. I really do appreciate it. Kendu down here doing their thing. They're not getting distracted, you know, by the prices. They're not being distracted by this, that, and the third. They did unfollow a bunch of people though, but we have Kendu doing his thing over here. This is a good post right here. Kendu Unleash has 17.7 views on content in the last 30 days, despite only having 186 followers. I guess people want to see real people doing things. Lesson there. If you're not following, you know what to do. So go check them out. And like I said, they're building nonstop. They're building very nonstop. Where's another one I wanted to check out? I actually need to order some more. I've used up all my Kendu Spice. I was putting it on everything, man. I was literally just putting Kendu Spice on everything. I literally did not care. As the more I tried it, the more I liked it on so many other things. So good. I mean, I was just experimenting with. Oh, right here. This is what I wanted to check out. KenDoRacing.com. This is what I envisioned Ken do a long time ago. And I'm glad I'm seeing this and that they got this domain situated. But this is what I envisioned with this community a long time ago. So next race starts in 12 days, 12 hours, 54 minutes, and blah, blah, blah. So this is the event on the 27th coming up right here, 24 hours of Laminis. It's in Florida, private land. G500 Florida is the host. And then we got another one right here in North Carolina. Go and take your shirt off. Spin it around your head like a helicopter. Tells you how old I am right there. And you got the venue right here at Busco Beach ATV Park. Cars and cameras. And this is bullish. This is real world exposure. This is what I always kind of thought of Ken Do as, especially with the energy drink and all the unhinged stuff that they were doing. I don't know if you guys remember some of the stuff they were doing. Somebody spray painted their car, driving around the city. It was just like a white car with black spray paint Ken Do. They had an airplane flying across a beach that had a Ken Do with the flag behind it being, they had that, when they use the marketing tool, like the Cessna plane, the small plane, the prop plane, and then they have the banner flying behind it. It's like, that's all basically, Red Bull vibes, right? Those are all Red Bull vibes. So let's see what else we got right here. So this is the racing team. Okay. I want to see some of this, man. If you guys do one over here in Las Vegas, I'm definitely going to go to it. I might even go to one of these, just to do something different. The markets are going to be the markets right now. So, okay. I want to see some of the videos of this live on these. What are these, like pit bikes, or you want to call them? What would we call these kind of little bikes? Pretty bullish. You got your coffee, you got your Ken Do Unleashed. These are Ken Do brand partners from the Ken Do Racing, and pretty cool. Got the race schedule, like I said, right there, and probably more to come from this stuff, right? We probably got a lot more to come from this actual Ken Do Racing. They should have an ad handle for it. Let's see. We got this. Let's see what's going on over here. Okay. Got some surfers. I mean, does this not scream Red Bull all over? Like, and that's what Red Bull did so good at. They snatched up a community. They did community, yeah, like these little pit bikes right here. Nice. Ken Do Vader. I see these all over in Las Vegas. They're all like the kids are riding them and stuff like that. People hate it too. It's like, man, just let them do that, or they're gonna be breaking into cars. It's like if you don't let people have some fun, they're gonna be doing some other activities. Leave them alone. I saw like a whole bunch of like, I was that age before, underneath 20 years old, you're still a teenager. I'm sure some of these guys are probably older than that having fun on these, but I seen some of these people like being harassed and stuff. I was like, just leave them alone. Like, I remember like growing up, like building my own go-kart and stuff like that and being able to have fun. Like, let them work on them stuff. Like, you don't think these kids learn, or the people doing this stuff learn how to work on things, to build a community around this. Like, yeah, there's going to be accidents and there's all kinds of stuff everywhere. But that's, I think it's pretty cool that they're doing this, because this has actually become quite a trend actually, and everywhere. But it kind of sucks. Like, people you got a bunch of Karens in the world and stuff. And if you're offended by that, I don't know what else to tell you. But people are like, oh my God, they're riding bikes. It's like, all right, well, what else do you want them to do? You don't want them in the house. You're saying kids are on their phone too much. They're on social media too much. Well, they got their hands occupied. They're holding handlebars. They're doing something outside. It's like they're becoming the next person to become a racer or something like that. Like, let people have some freaking fun. It's like, how about we get all the zombies off the street first? Like, can we focus on that? How about we get all the encampments off the streets first? Then we can focus on pit bikes. Like, the level of priority, sometimes when I see like stuff on social media, because obviously you're scrolling and, oh, like, dude, the priorities are screwed. Like, you can go downtown anywhere. It's like, can we start there? Can we leave the kids riding pit bikes around? Like, I saw like a whole group get harassed, and and the cops were there, but yet like you can go one alley over, because all these little pit bikes were at the gas station, they're all filling up, and the cops caught them there filling up at the gas station, and parked all drastic, and like, you would have swear that these guys had like a bomb on them or something like that, right? And it was like, the way they acted was like, bro, I know this area over here. You can go one alley over and you can fight some real crime right there. Like, let them just ride the damn bikes. Just let them ride the bikes, fam. Let's see. We got to switch up our priorities sometimes, man. But I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna die on that hill either. Do what you do, do it. That's at the same time none of my business as well either. It's like I just think that sometimes it's like we got things mixed up. We got things mixed up. What are these white things down here? I see you got your cold on there, but what is this? Oh, okay, it's chicken inside. Okay, I see it. I thought it was underneath this. Okay, cool. Or is it fish? That's fish, actually. That's what that is. I see the lemons on there now. Okay, drinking some Kendu beer and having some fish. I mean, pretty solid. Okay, pretty solid, man. Shout out to the Kendu fam. Shout out to all the mini bikers out there. Have fun. Deuces down low. Ride safe, fellas. Have some fun. Stay out of the way so you guys don't get in trouble. And yeah, just have some fun, man. Life is too short not to have some fun. Like I said, deuces down low. If you ride bikes, you know what I mean. All right, let's go to the next thing, and then maybe we just go to XPX right now. And then unless you guys got something that you guys want me to check out, we could check out everything really. But let's go to XPX. There's been I've been grinding hard, fam. Like sometimes and like it's nice because it's the weekend, so a lot of things, especially dealing like with banks, we have to wait like over the weekend. But there's a ton of stuff that I have to do tomorrow. A bunch of info that I'm waiting for tomorrow. So I'm gonna share this with you guys right now. If you guys are interested in creating your business account, and you guys plan on doing something in the space, you guys want to be able to accept crypto, you guys want to be able to leverage some of our utilities, especially I'm going to let you guys do a lot in the future. You guys don't want to miss out on this and give you guys a lot of access that costs a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort. And plus not having even worrying about the maintenance. Like, I'm the one worrying about the maintenance costs and everything like that. So you guys can come over here, sign up for absolutely free, get your free account right now to be able to off-ramp your cryptocurrency. You could be an individual that wants to off-ramp their crypto, or you can be a business account that wants to accept crypto, but have a business account to actually use that cryptocurrency for your business card or to use our payroll feature and pay your employees. Super bullish. Let's go over to Smart DeFi. Let's start off right here at the top. Coming over here, we got smartdefi.com. Some really nice, action I saw on Feg Tokens chart yesterday. A nice little buy. You got Noma token doing this thing. You got XPX doing this thing and Effect token doing this thing. I think and you got the Space Penguins as well doing their thing. Some big things coming for them in the future. I heard about. So really cool things. Here they go. Right here. And honestly, they're one of the best holding projects on here. Their community holds really tight. So even with the market shaking and baking, they really haven't had like that crazy of like downside or anything like that, right? So pretty cool to see this going on right here, to see Smart DeFi, even with all the market conditions. XPX has been live for 20 months, fam. We've been doing this thing for a while. Yes, we have. We've been doing it for a while. We're going to keep doing it as well. And, to be here is really thanks to like the Smart DeFi contracts. If it was something else, I know it would have been a lot harder for it to happen. So, the fact that these Smart DeFi contracts and ROX and RTR, and I don't think the team gets enough credit, because the space kind of changed right when this rolled out and Solana did some stuff to the space. But these smart contracts do not get enough credit as far as the stability and scalability that it gives investors and also the developers, the time that it gives them to stay focused, right? I didn't have to worry about a lot of things. I stood focused on building because this did a lot of it it did the heavy lifting for you. These guys spent a lot of time building these smart contracts. So it did the majority of the heavy lifting for you to be able to, build out whatever you were going to build out. If you were going to build out anything, or you're just a roadmap project, we got a ton of those in the space where it's just tons of promises and never anything. Also helped you out because, at least it's still stable or whatever, right? Even if you're just a roadmap project. This is, a place that I really like. Staking rewards are serious, especially when the volume was very high. We got the lending protocol is very bullish, and I think people sleep on this quite a bit. Let's open this up and just show you guys that, when things go down, it goes down, right? And we're really tied to BNB. So, BNB is down, so we're down on everybody. And it's just part of the market. That shouldn't slow us down on what we're building, and focus on what we're actually doing here. And these smart contracts has done a really good job of, this collecting this BNB. And you can see this was $70-something thousand. This is almost the same amount of BNB. When BNB was all-time high, it was 70 grand, 73,000. It's 36,000 right now. So even if you're just holding BNB and you're holding your blue chips and you think you can avoid market fluctuation from not being on the DeFi side, you got another thing coming because our lending protocol, which has 59B and B in it to let people withdraw and use, take 30-day interest-free loans, even that suffered the pullback, right? And you can see that right now with, the pullback that it has, sitting from 73,000 down to 36,000. That's just BNB's fluctuation. What's nice about this is always going to keep growing. This is always going to keep growing for XPX. As transactions happen, this asset backing is going to keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. And that is very strong for a project that is thinking very, very long term. And that's the project that we are. We're a project that's focused on long-term off-ramp solutions, payment rails for not just our investors, which I think would seclude us and create a bit of an Easter Island effect, but honestly, for the whole space. The biggest message that I want to get across to everybody that's listening and might not be, tapped in with XPX for whatever reason, or not holding a bag for whatever reason, is that we're open for business. It's beyond the token thing. The smart contracts are fired, and all this stuff is going to go back there anyways. You're going to contribute to that. But what I want you guys to really understand, that this is a real life company really doing big things, fam. All right. So you guys can come over here to xpxpay.com, go to Crypto Bill Pay, and get your 100K limit MasterCard, get your 10K limit non-KYC MasterCard, 500 limit Visa card. 1 second. Oh my God, I almost fell. Oh my God. All right. If you guys are looking to off-ramp, if you guys are looking to have your company or your project has some real tools, we're giving them to you, or just build them, or just go ahead and go build them instead. And I dare you to stay up with everything, let me know. Let me know, or just literally tap into it, because this is, I don't know what it is with the space, and maybe we won't go into it too much because I think it's a little bit too real. But if you're a project and you're looking to actually leverage some real utility from, like, let's say a company, if it was like PayPal, Zelle, or Cash App, besides the token part, where people tend to get a little bit more tribalistic, like, oh, I don't want to buy that because it's not my project or whatever. It's like, open it up, bro. Open it up. This is to be leveraged. This is to be used. When I was a YouTuber and this was an option and somebody was on stream talking about that, I could literally just use this stuff and not have to worry and sign up for free, I would have jumped on it back then. But the thing is if I stand in front of the casino and say this, it sounds ridiculous, right? So for those who are really building in the space, for those who are actually printing in the space, for those who are actually, needing some of this stuff, it's right here for you guys to use. DM me so we can get on a Zoom call or, some kind of voice chat, whatever works for you guys, so that we can help you sign up. All right. And get you, if you got any questions or whatnot like that. Next thing I'm going to talk about XPX, we're going to go to our X account right here. And then we're going to talk about this right here. This donation widget, why you don't have a business account, why you wouldn't want to leverage this and be able to tap into 70 different cryptocurrencies for whatever your idea is beyond me. I don't understand it. I'm not going to try to understand it. It's not a hill I'm going to try to die on. I'll let everybody else figure that one out. What I am going to do is talk to those who do want to use it, to those who are actually building, to those who actually want to keep their word to their community, to those who say they're going to do this, that, and the third, and actually want to pull through. Right now, you guys can come over here and start a business account, create this donation widget, and start to leverage what took 20 months to build, instantly. And I think that's extremely powerful for your project. And I think some people owe it to their communities to have that ball rolling full steam. This is right here, not just for donation, just not for charity, but if you're just somebody, hey, your car broke down, you need some help. The crypto space has good people in it. This is going to highlight some of those good people. And we're planning on doing some things ourselves because I don't want to wait around for people forever. I've been looking up animal stuff. I've been looking up the veteran stuff. I've been diving deep into the GoFundMe stuff myself. Like I said, I secured a bunch of domains. I'm very strategic in the way that we're doing things. All right. And that's why it's like over the weekend, I had some IRL meetings for some things for XPX to be in stores. I'll say that. But you guys can almost put it together, maybe. But also things around this, right? Saturday, I was hanging out with a friend and literally we're talking about this and some other things too, as far as like investing and things like that. But this $40 billion market share, and some of the domains are secured, it's like there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of potential here. And, this is not about trying to be better than GoFundMe. This is just giving crypto that opportunity to do the same thing, right? To have that, hey, crypto's a great place to be as well. And crypto can raise money for people as well. And I want to show you guys that even when the markets suck, they blew past what they wanted to raise. So here you guys go. Here you guys go. So how much was raised? 2.6 million. So Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, Solana's down. You know what's up? Good deeds, good people. And I'm sure a lot of these people are going to use this as a tax deductible, tax write-off. We've also done the same thing with our widget for your clients and for those people that want to donate, to be able to make the receipt form and be able to use that as a tax deductible right here. There's a drop down when you click on this and you can fill that out. And then after you do the donation, you will be emailed your receipt, and that you can use that as a tax deductible, which is extremely bullish. And I think at some point, this is why I always talk about like putting on the suits and ties. And when I see XPX with the suits and ties, because, this is a business. This is, cryptocurrency is fun and all these things, but there is a business oriented mind behind this. And crypto wants to not pay attention to, almost $40 billion in 10 years, 14 years, whatever it might be. I'm not going to ignore that. And I'm going to tap into that one way or another. And I think that the best way to do that, and I've been saying that since the very beginning, is provide so much value to the marketplace that it has to provide value back. So there's no red tape around this stuff. There's no fee to set up your account for XPX. You receive $100 in whatever it is, you get the $100. Now, the only time there's a fee is if you're using the card to off-ramp. But if you get on the VC with me in a Zoom call, I'll show you some other options as well where you guys can save some fees depending on if you want to keep it in the form of crypto or some other ways on how to move the money, which is something that I'm really good at. So if you guys are interested in learning some of that stuff and tapping into some of that, let me know. I mean, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I know a lot when it comes to this. If you guys want to know how to make that stuff happen, maybe you guys are in a city, in a town that maybe something's not working. Maybe things are not going good. This is how you do it, right? So if you want to set it up, maybe you want to start a charity in Africa. Maybe you want to start a charity in South America. Maybe you want to start help the kids in Honduras or wherever you want to be. Or maybe, somebody lost their cat and you feel bad and you want to buy them a new cat and you don't have the money to buy them a new cat. So you're raising money to do that or whatever it might be. Literally the limitation is your imagination. The limitation of XPX's tools is the how far you want to take it with your imagination. That's really what it comes down to. So stop waiting for traditional banks. Why let banks tell you how to spend your money? I remember one time in Arizona, I was buying my Aprilia RSV4 factory, which is an amazing motorcycle. One of my, if not favorite motorcycles I ever got to ride in my life. And definitely one of the, if not the fastest, 205 horsepower. I remember going to the bank to pull that money out, and I had to give them all kinds of explanations. Why? How come? And it really irritated me. It was like, dude, when I was putting this money in here, you guys didn't ask me anything. You guys didn't ask me anything. So there's a lot of reasons of like personal things that I've gone through, even in my life, that I don't have to answer to these people no more. I'm a free man. Right. And you can choose to do that too. And you don't have to be answering this. And, you want to take your family on a vacation. Why are you doing this? And why are you doing that? None of your business. Like, it's none of your business what I'm doing. It's none of your business why I'm doing this. I'm doing it because I want to. That's why. And XPX gives you that freedom. It's one thing to be financially free, but you can have all the finances in the world. If you got to check in here, there, and third, it's like you're not that free to spend your finances, right? There's all these limitations. If you want zero limitations, you want to pay your water bill, your electric bill, you want to settle loans, you want to settle credit cards, which is something XPX, if you're listening, those who are investors in XPX, we're really expanding on this section right here. There's some big things going on with us right here, expanding this on some really big clients. It's only going to keep growing. These things take time because it's part of the Web2 world. And obviously during the weekend, banks are closed and these things. But this section right here is growing in XPX. And hopefully there's some XPX people listening right here, because I've been putting a lot of work into this. And this is not work that shows up on the chart, but it's definitely work that shows up on how much lack of sleep I get and how dedicated I am to this, because there's a massive expansion coming to this section right here of XPX, the settling loans and credit cards and debtors and things like that. So, but you guys can take care of that. And all of it is non-KYC, and these things get settled very quick. Some of these things get settled 24, 48 hours. It doesn't show up on your side as you doing crypto stuff. I think people forget how some people are, looked at if you're doing stuff with crypto. None of this stuff shows up that how you paid these things was because you did it through cryptocurrency. So when I talk about being, completely non-KYC and anonymous on how you're moving your money and doing things, I truly mean that. And that's a lot of power right there. That's a lot of power. So come over here, give us a follow, come check this out. If you guys got some questions, especially when it comes to setting up the donation widget, let me know, DM me. I would love to get on a call with you guys, get on a video chat, VC chat. So like that, we can get you guys set up and help you guys start accepting crypto. A lot of this business account that XPX is offering to people for free, it's going to give you guys a lot of the power that XPX has. I don't know how else you guys are going to go about it, but just to be able to connect to it and have that is huge. All right. And everything is at cost. I'm not trying to make $1 million. I think some people are reluctant because I don't know what the heck it is actually, but it's like, I don't care about making money off of you. I don't know if people think that or whatever it might be with the space. I just want things to work. That's it. I'm more of a success-driven person because I know everything else comes after than I just think that people are in this like fight or flight type of thing where they're afraid to even plug in some of the most powerful tools into their thing that would give them crazy amount of access to the real world. Not only the real world, but exposure to people on Solana, exposure to people on BNB, exposure to people on Ethereum, exposure to people on stablecoins, exposure to people on XRP. Like the list is endless on how this thing opens up. And I don't know if you have a better business plan than creating all those different types of revenue streams. I would love to hear it. But to me, if you're stuck on one chain and only waiting for one chain to pop off for you, you might want to contact us so we can help you set some things up to help you get exposure to, 70 different cryptocurrencies. And as you can see with, GoFundMe, it doesn't matter what the markets are. They just raised $2.6 million. So people are saying there's no more money. People don't have no more money. No, they don't got no more money for crypto. So it's time to just stop waiting for that and get creative with some other tools. Do we keep just liquidity pool to liquidity pool to liquidity pool? We know what's happening, or we can keep pretending. If you guys want to pretend, we could do that. Or as you can see, there's money. It's just going to the right people. So help Jenny get a home. They raised $23,000. Their goal was $20,000. So I'm letting you guys know right now that there is. But the reason why it's a lot of people are not getting exposed to it is because they want instead of giving. We want to give this stuff away so that we provide so much value to the marketplace that the marketplace eventually provides value back to us. You see this? Just from 2010 to 2024, more than 30 billion. How was that done? By providing value to a marketplace that needed it. They filled a gap, right? And that's what we want to do, not just as a project, but as a company. And it's not just what we want to do. It's exactly what we're going to do. It's exactly what we're doing right now. And I know sometimes in the crypto space, and we get sucked into the charts and all that stuff. I do TA all the time. I know, and I feel for people because people want it to pump right away. But I want you guys to look down the road with me because this is not stuff that's on a roadmap, and we're promising that if we get approved, then we're going to do this, or if we get the license, then we're going to do that. No, we're not waiting for any of that stuff. We have it already. Okay. The adoption is the part that we're working on right now. So we're already doing this stuff. This is not stuff that we're promising that we're going to do, that if all the stars align correctly and the wind's blowing east right now, but if the wind starts to, lick your fingers, when the wind starts to blow west, then we're going to know. We're doing it right now. We're providing that value for everybody right now. And I'm looking forward to, I see these things really just take the stage where we're starting to see this actually take place in crypto. And I want to see people take, I think what it's going to do is actually expose a lot of the crypto space for what it's really up to, because it's not that the space doesn't have no money. Money is being raised left and right. It's just that the crypto space is like a dark alley sometimes. you know. And if you grew up in you know the Midwest or some kind of places where there's dark alleys, I'm sure you guys know what I mean. It's like you better be careful. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not feeling it, and I just think that we want to be one of those people that are setting up this stuff that's actually going to do some stuff into space. Your cause, like medical, your cause, medical, emergency, business, animals, education. What is anything letting you plug in something that automatically taps into all this stuff? And these are all different things that XPX is currently tapped into. We're going to create the adoption of this, you know, donation widget. But next thing you know, we'll be getting exposure to people who are just doing things for their cause. We'll be getting exposure to people who need, you know, things for their medical bills, for their emergencies. Oh my God, I didn't know this tree was going to land on my car. And next, you know, this branch landed on my car and I can't get to work. I can't take my kids to school. An emergency out of nowhere, right? Or maybe you're just an entrepreneur, right? And you want to create a business. Maybe you want to create a project and you're like, you know what? I want to raise some funds for a project. I don't want to use all these pre-sale models. I don't want to do all that. I actually want to do something like this. And I'm going to create a business around this first. Bam, you got that covered. Or, hey, I love animals. We're going to do some stuff with animals. Or, you know what? There's some kids that, you know, they don't have enough funds to go on a field trip. We're going to do something with education and we're going to help all these kids have enough fun to go on a field trip. Now, obviously, these things take time, but the thing is that we have the foundation and the tools to tap into this stuff. And that's what I've been focused on lately. That's why we haven't been streaming just to tell you guys, oh, we're consolidating. You know, the market's just been consolidated, been boring. So what can I do with that time? I can make sure that these things in the back end is being worked on to make sure when this stuff starts to really happen, that this project is ready for that influx of, you know, potentially, you know, 14 years down the road, it's $40 billion up. And people are like, damn, that guy actually, you know, would not shut up about what his plan was. And I'm not going to stop, fam. I'm not going to stop. I know this is our .com moment. I don't think 20 years from now, we're going to be having the same level of pulling this off because the GoFundMe's, the PayPals, they're already trying to come into our space. This is our time to get this stuff done. So extremely bullish. And yes, I could be biased because I launched this project on Smart DeFi. You know, I've been doing this for over 20 months. You know, you guys can go check us out. We've been live doing our thing, over 6 figures in paid orders, multiple projects, real life companies, limousine businesses, you know, real crypto projects with real businesses also using our stuff on the back end, which some I have NDAs with that I cannot mention who they are. But we have, you know, even real projects that, you know, are companies that are using our pay portal on the back end. So I just want you guys to know that this is a very bullish project. It's extremely young, even though we're 20 months old. We got a lot more to build and we got a lot more to do. And we're going to keep doing our thing, fam. If you guys are interested in staying tapped in with us and putting on a suit and tie with us and, you know, come over here, check us out. Give us a follow at XPX Token. Go check us out at xpxpay.com. And also come right here and just register your account. You should have this ace in your pocket. There should be no reason why you don't have that ace in your pocket. I posted it again. We'll check on the markets really quick once again, but it's going to be a lot of the same. We'll check on BTC and then we'll wrap it up. We've been live for over 2 hours, man. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I was looking forward to doing this live stream. Let's go down to the 1 hour chart. And, you know, we're seeing that sell signal still valid. I would look down here. Maybe this short comes down to this section right here, 67.2 BTC, right? And a little bit more shorting, a little bit more bearish in the market. We're waiting for this 4 hour chart. I promise you guys, when this thing prints a buy signal, you guys, I'm going to let you guys know. And just because it prints a buy signal, I don't want you guys to chase it with me. It's not financial advice, but I will take a position and see if we can catch a nice little trade up to this side up here and maybe even catch a decent runner on the daily chart, you know, shooting up to this lower value range of 80K. That would be a nice monumental long. I just don't think we're there just yet. All right. So just be patient. Let the markets develop itself. Let it do what it has to do. You guys can see the overall crypto market cap is extremely low compared to where we like to be. You know, seeing this thing get back over 2.50 would be really nice. And obviously it gets really exciting when we're back over 3 trillion, but the market has been wiped out. You know, we're at 4 trillion. You know, we're at 2.35 trillion. A lot of money's gone unless they got the tree just, you know, bearing fruit nonstop. We still got some work to do. There's still some more, a little bit more pain, I guess, on these shorter time frames before things get a lot better, right? We're still in this chop zone. Just ignore the damn chop. Just don't even pay attention to it no more. Just leave it alone. It's not even worth it trying to be, I'm going to catch it. I'm going to just, it's too noisy. is too choppy. Just leave it alone. You know, trying to catch every single one, going down to a shorter time frame. Although this is clean, and I'm sure you guys can see this is easy. You know, long, out, consolidation. Don't trade the chop. Long, out, short, consolidation. Right. So there's all these things even on the shorter time frame. I can trade this, but you got to be babysitting it. You know, I would just want to catch a nice little runner, and the market still got a little bit more to go, man. So I appreciate you guys pulling up. We're going to be having some longer streams all this week coming up. We're going to put in some overtime on the overtime. I got a few things done. There's still some more development that I actually have to do, which is fine. I love doing what I'm doing. It's kind of for, well, it is. It's for XPX. So, you know, I'm growing some things, especially when it comes to the creditors and some of the loans parts for some really big companies and some really big people. So those things take time. You know, they happen at their own pace. You know, Web 2 moves slower, and but we're just going to keep doing what we're supposed to be doing. So I do want to say thank you guys for all pulling up. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Saphir, thank you so much for being my Valentine. You're absolutely amazing, bro. Appreciate you in the space. And everybody else who's pulled up, the Kendo community, the XPX, the suits and ties, you know, everybody really rocking with the channel. Everybody staying locked in. I really do appreciate you guys. And we're gonna have fun in this market. We're gonna make it out of the trenches. Just give it time, okay? And I'll sound the alarm when it's time. It's just not yet right now. Thank you guys for all pulling up. Much love and respect. Like, comment, and subscribe if you guys can. If you don't, it's all good. I just have to say it because I guess that's what we do as YouTubers and stuff like that. But if you can, continue to come back, possibly experience the abundance of money with me if you're monetizing these markets, whether they're going long and short. You know, if you go by somebody, and I want to say this real quick, if you go by somebody who knows you're in crypto and they come with that, I heard Bitcoin's down, just don't even talk to them about it no more, you know, because, you know, if they don't understand that people can monetize it going down and people can monetize it going up, they just don't get it, okay? And they're always going to put that cloud over your head. Some people love to make things cloudy. I mean, I've experienced it firsthand. All they do is want to worry nonstop. It's like, excuse me. No, thank you. I'm good. So avoid that stuff. Spend some time with your family. Spend some time with me and the TG of XPX. I'll share that with you guys if you guys are listening still. And then, yeah, like I said, if you guys can't do that, monetize this chart, no matter what side it is, and experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is.
So your back's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do, it don't fit.